Well, I want you all to know I shot this whole video and the mic was not plugged in all the way. So that's how my night's going. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Camray. You're watching Camray Music TV, and this is a Real Housewives of Atlanta review. You all know all the shows that we frequently watch have been off, gone, okay, on a hiatus because of Miss Rona herself. So I am extremely happy to be back. Make sure you like this video and comment down below your thoughts of this week's episode, your thoughts on my opinion, whether it is the same or different. I want to know. Make sure you also subscribe to my channel so that you are always notified when I be posting stuff. All right, so let's get into this review again for me, the first time for you. All right, so we quickly see that Nene is not present. Unless you've been under a rock, you are aware that Nene was not going to be on this season, not going to be on the show anymore. She definitely showed out in response to that. It was very emotional, it was very dramatic, and not dramatic like over exaggerated, dramatic like a show, okay? Very soap opera-ish, like it just went down in a major way. Okay, are we gonna miss her? Heck yes. Heck yes, we're gonna miss her. She brings a lot of the show, is Nene, okay? But she's not the only person on the show. We see that Kenya's there, Candy's there, Cynthia's there, Portia's there. So pretty much everyone's there except for Nene. Marlo and Tanya still don't have Peaches. Drew Sidora, I think is her name. She is gonna be the new addition this season. And most of our new additions in the past have not stuck, right? We had, I can't even remember, old girl, you know, the new addition, not new addition, new addition? Yes, the dude from New Edition, his wife, she didn't stick. Tanya, you know, she done said she don't even want to be associated with the show no more recently. So let's get into the show. So we're just gonna go ahead and talk about each character and their storylines and how things, you know, kind of went off, right? So the show starts pretty serious. We actually start off with their confessionals and we see that it's very different as it pertains to the show, but not different for how we've been living our lives, okay? We know that the pandemic came over and took over America, right? Took over everything, exactly how we do things. You know, we wear a mask everywhere we go. You sanitize, you get your temperature taken, people wearing face shields. Like, it's all kind of things going down. So it's cool to see like one of the first shows where it's actually being documented. Y'all know the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the moneymaker franchise, so they was not gonna not have a season. But you know, all the shows, like especially that I review, have not been on. Pose, Queen Sugar, Insecure had just went off. But you know, different shows that we like. Love and Hip Hop, they ain't even play no reruns or nothing. So it's just been weird just being at the house. I've been teaching from home. I'm back in person. I've been back in person for about 2 months now, but even in person it's like plexiglass and the kids are in masks and we're in masks all day, and you got to get your temperature taken and the kids stay in one classroom, and it's just all these things going down. So we see how it's affected the ladies. One person who's been super active even within the pandemic is Portia, because the other pandemic going down is the racism and the police brutality being at an all-time high in our country, and people who are not black finally waking up and realizing like, yo, enough is enough. Like, it's almost like because people were forced to sit down and stay home, they finally just kind of realized like, yeah, this ain't right. You know what? So it's cool to see like white people, other people of color being like, this ain't right. This ain't cool. Okay. So they talk about how they're mostly talking about, you know, the George Floyd murder. They're talking about the Breonna Taylor murder and how Portia's been, has become an activist. We see her all the time protesting with Tamika Mallory, Trade the Truth from out here. And so we see all of that coverage. She seems like she's very level-headed now, like very, see, I used the word the first time I did the review. Now I can't think of the word. She seems to be very, what is the word I used? Not stable, but kind of like grounded. That's the word I use. She seems to be very grounded. When she got arrested, she says that she, you know, that time that she spent in there, it's forever changed her, and she was able to share her soul with different people she was protesting with, and I felt her on that. And so I'm really happy for Porsha. I've liked Porsha from the very beginning, even when like they showed tonight or Sunday night, but I ended up reviewing it tonight, Tuesday night. The shade of her, you know, thinking the Underground Railroad was an actual train, honey. So just to see how far she's come, I definitely love Porsha for this. But I did hear her mentioning Dennis. So I don't know if they still together and she just made a sound decision to be like, you know what? I'm not going to mention him a whole lot. I'm not going to have him in pictures and stuff, because then that's when I hear about him a lot. Not knowing that the problem really is like, he just be cheating, girl. So just get him together. So I don't know if they still together. I don't know what they're doing, but I guess we'll find out within this season. So that's Porsha's whole thing. We kind of see her in and out. We see, if you follow her on Instagram, you saw a lot of this footage already, but that was a lot of her storyline, a lot of footage from the protests. And they didn't show her being tased or tear gassed or anything. We did see like tear gas being thrown. And we saw her out on the front lines, and we know that Yandy was out there. So like lots of different people, they usually get a rep for just being like a reality TV show person. We're actually like on the front lines. I know that during that time, I think it was like June, July, May, June, July. And y'all know the pandemic was still going on. They had just opened everything back up because it was like everything's been closed. Like, we got to open up so that we can make money. And down here in Houston, people were like, we are going to go protest. And I was like, child, I'm scared. So I just filled my cooler up, put all these waters and ice in there and stuff. And I was just handing out waters with my mask on. And because I wanted to be a part of it. But I knew like, okay, I didn't know. Like, how safe is this? I don't really know. So that was my way of helping. Wish I would have protested if I would have known it was going to still be going on all this time. Luckily down here was pretty much peaceful. Okay. So Cynthia, y'all know that Cynthia's gearing up to plan for this wedding. 10, 10, 20. You know, 10 plus 10 is 20. So it's the perfect date. Her and Mark. They quarantined out in LA with all of their daughters, right? Cynthia's talking about this 20 pounds that she gained, but I don't see it anywhere in the stomach. How can I see her stomach? Because she's wearing this low V-cut dress down to her driveway to have brunch with Kandi and Marlo. And I'm like, girl, it's a lot. The boobs keep falling out. It was a whole lot. But we start to, you know, hear about her storyline, how she's trying to get 250 people to be able to come to her wedding in the middle of a pandemic. Okay, the pandemic rules is like, no, you can't have gatherings with more than 50 people. She don't know what she gonna do. She's stressing. Mark is like, listen, are you trying to get married, or are you trying to have a wedding? You trying to get married, or you trying to have a wedding? Are you trying to get married, or are you trying to have a wedding? What I'm confused about is Cynthia has had a wedding before, and all this like shade that she was throwing, like it was sabotage, it was not the wedding that I wanted. That was your family. Them same people gonna be at this wedding. So it's like, just get your family together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I understand people want to have a wedding to commemorate the time and bring everybody in, but it's kind of like in the middle of a pandemic when people like can't find work, and they got to teach their kids and they not a teacher, and the kids is doing school online and they barely passing. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's been going on for like 9 months. I mean, I know people that got pregnant at the top of the pandemic, then had the baby already. I never saw you pregnant in person is what I'm saying. Like, this is crazy. So, you know, Mark is trying to just remind her like the vainness of just like still trying to have this wedding just for appearances, and because, you know, you want to have these memories or whatever. You can always throw a party, right? Like, you can wear the dresses, you can do all that. So I don't know, I've been seeing people have been getting real creative with their celebrations, you know. But at that time, the graduations, the showers, people was doing the drive-bys, right? And they had the signs in the yards, and it was on Facebook Live, on Zoom, and that was cool. But it's like, Cynthia, you might just want to do that, because even in October, when we saw her have this wedding, I don't know if they paid to just have everyone tested. I don't know what it was, but even in that time, we were still going through it. Now, things weren't locked down, but the pandemic was still going on. So that's their whole thing. They're kind of going back and forth trying to figure out what they're going to do. I'm wondering, is she going to keep Lake Bailey and just keep flying back and forth? I mean, what's she going to do? You know? What's she going to do? All right, so Kenya. Kenya is, first of all, she's gained 30 pounds within the pandemic. She says that she has this nanny. And I'm like, you've been at the house, but you got a nanny. Okay. Anyway, she is crying. And she's talking about how her marriage, how the pandemic has had like this huge effect on her marriage. Now, I'm already annoyed because I'm like, okay, literally last season, we talked about how much this man was dragging you and so horrible to you over and over and over and over and over again. And we all agreed that we was not going to do it with Mark. We was done with Mark. We cool off Mark. Like, we thought that we saw in you that you was good. Like, we saw that we needed to see here, right? So to see y'all, I think I saw like a birthday party something. And the three of them were like laughing, like from the gut laughing. And I was like, oh, this is cute. Maybe they're getting it back together. Maybe that's where she thought like, okay, we're getting it back cool. Because for me, it's like, I'm not going to choose to spend the pandemic when I have to be with this person, to be with a person that has clearly showed me that he don't respect me. I mean, in front of the camera, in front of people I know and love, and just behind closed doors. So to not hear that they're separated or that they're living apart while they figure it out, or that the divorce is like in motion, that really shocked me. To see her crying over this man, and it's like she been crying since day 60 of the marriage. Like they didn't have no that much long of a honeymoon phase before they was already not getting along. Like, I understand this notion of for better or for worse, but the for worse should not be for an extended amount of time, and the for better be like a small 10% of amount of a time. So, you know, I'm looking at her and I'm obviously feeling bad, but I'm also reflecting, like, every time I see Kenya on this camera and it has to do with a man, she is crying. And I'm like, can she just not have a man? Like, you could be the best happy that you could be with no man. Trust me, okay? And if the man is there, that's great. That's great. We love to see that. But let the man make you happy, girl. So we gonna see what's gonna go down with Kenya. She's having this huge pool built. Her house looks amazing. We haven't seen Brooklyn yet. And you can tell that she's dropped the weight within the confessionals, but a lot of people on Twitter was like, this is her own karma, because y'all know she dragged all these relationships and all these couples, all these people around her being messy and catty and snippy and nasty. And now look, I believe in karma, but I don't believe in rubbing things in people's faces when it's going bad for them. Okay, but I do believe in telling people, like, when you're wrong, you're just wrong. You was wrong for all that. Another thing I want to mention is that she said that when they go to New York, her and Brooklyn, they stay in the hotel. And I was like, from your husband don't have a house? You can't stay at the house? You know, just all these red flags like that just would tell me, especially if I'm like an older woman, I would be like, you know what? I don't need this. And that would have happened pre-baby, okay? All these women, I'm telling you, Summer Walker, Kenya, different people who get with this man, even Portia, who get with the man, you know, you see their colors or whatever, and then you get married, and even at that point, like, you could still get out, right? But then you get pregnant, and it's like, okay, from there, no, you don't have to be with him no more, but he will forever be a part of your life because you have this soul tie, you have this child together. So for Summer Walker, like, girl, you were so vocal about the other people, and now look, you know? So anyway, last and final person or storyline was Kandi and Todd. Kandi and Todd are outside washing the cars, and we get this conversation about Riley and Block. Okay, y'all know Block is Riley's dad, and we saw him when she was like 14, 15 years old. They had went out to eat, and they was trying to like build a relationship, and she was very like closed off to him, and that's when she came out with that song, Better Late Than Never. That's what they say, right? She came out with that song, and now she's like grown, fully flourishing, got a nose job, honey, out here in this sun and humidity with makeup and hair, and she's like a bigger girl. And I was just like, girl, I feel you. We got the same build going on, you know, kind of taller and thicker or whatever, but I'm just like, girl, I feel you out in this heat. Anyway, Riley is gearing up to go to NYU, and her thing is, you know, Kandi got to pay out of pocket. She ain't got no Pell Grant, can't do the student loans, you know, because she got the shmoney. She got the businesses to back it up. But Kandi's saying NYU is going to be very expensive. And Riley's like, well, my dad can put in, you know, he trying to be involved. Let him put in, since he ain't put in all them years of my life. So Kandi uses this moment to let Riley know, like, well, I reached out to your daddy and he called me broke because I was asking for money. And it's so funny to me that you laid down to have the child, and then you think that you can just dip out, and because I'm able, I'm just supposed to raise a child by myself, and you're not going to put in nothing, but you were responsible for this child being here. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. So clearly that's what he thinks, because, you know, Kandi has funds. Then it's like, you got it. But we find out Kandi says this man owe her over $100,000 in back child support, and she wants every penny. Okay? Are they gonna get it? I don't know. You know, Riley's 17. Kandi's also she's very nice and understanding. So if it's gonna be drama and messy, then I can see her not taking this man to court, not doing the things. But you know, the things about the mothers and parents is that they're gonna get all they can for their child, okay? Because of the love that they have for their child, the desires, the wants, and to see their child in need, or to not have equal, or not to have everything that they are supposed to have. Mothers and fathers, they're gonna fight for their child, okay? So I hope Riley gets every last cent. Okay. But Riley also said something that I felt was interesting. Even in my 31 years of age, she said that, you know, all this time when this man had a chance to be in her life, he was absent, right? And, you know, you had all this to say. So now that you're coming back, I don't see the need for you. I don't see really where you fit, because I've learned how to function without you. So you coming back is really just more of a disturbance, more than it is like a cohesion type of thing. And while it's messed up, I fully feel her. Now, she's only 17, but imagine people who are grown and have learned how to function without this figure in their life. It's kind of like, okay, it's not even any bad blood. It's just like, where do you fit at? Because when you start to give, you know, advice, doctrine, or start to express your opinion about different things popping off in life, it's like, whoa, hold on, chief. Like, you don't have the grounds, or you don't have the context. And, you know, so I feel Riley, but Kandi, this is what I mean about Kandi being nice and understanding and fair. And Todd are even saying, like, well, you know, you have to be open-minded, give him a chance. And it's like, how many chances is she supposed to give, though? How many chances is she supposed to give, honestly? We're going to see where that go, because Block has other children. I think Riley must be the oldest, and therefore maybe he tried to make up for it with the other children that came along later. But it's like, no, the first still takes issues, sir. Right? Okay, so Kandi and Todd are also opening up a steakhouse. Y'all know that they have the Old Lady Gang down in Atlanta. They also have one in the arena, I think, where the Knicks were playing, or the Nets, somebody, child. And so y'all know Kandi is very lucrative. She got the businesses on businesses on businesses. So to see her opening a steakhouse, I'm super proud. I'm wondering how they were able to sustain within a pandemic. Did they do a soft opening and just do like to-go orders? Because that would have been really smart. Did it even finish? Did they pause it? I don't know. We see Blaze, who looks exactly like them. It's amazing how, even with the surrogate, all the genes, I mean, the child looked just like them. And then I seen this cute commercial with Mama Joyce and, child, his name just left my mind. His name just left my mind. What is their son's name? Oh my gosh. Ace. Child, is it Ace? I think it's Ace. It was a commercial with Ace and Candy and Mama Joyce, and it was like a Facebook portal, and it was so cute. Mama Joyce was reading the story. She was fully animated. She looked good. But I just wanted to share about that story. Okay, I think that was it. I kind of sped through this really fast because I already recorded this. But I want you guys to comment down below what you thought about this week's episode. What do you think about Porsha's newfound, you know, activism? You know, she is an heir. She is of the Hosea Williams family, who are already notably known for like activism and philanthropy and all of that. And so to see her following in his footsteps is great. She said that her biggest takeaway is that she'll do it again, and I know that's right. Okay, so Porsha Luther King is on the job. I want to see how Kenya's gonna do. Okay, I just want to see her single and nice. Okay, she's not really both. She doesn't really do both. Okay, Cynthia's still gonna have this wedding because we saw that they did, and we want to see what Kandi gonna do with these businesses. All right, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to bed so that I can wake up early and lesson plan.